beware the hazards. Road safety affects everybody. Keep your eyes on the road and both hands on the wheel. Welcome back, Slotcar adventurers. This week, I'm going to put together this kit, the Magnetic Racing number 60 Suspension Footbridge. This is another one I've had my eye on for some time, and at long last, we're going to dive right in. And as usual, I'm going to add my own little twist to this kit build. This one comes complete with a little roll of picture hanging wire, so something new to challenge me. Well, bring it on. All the components appear to be present and accounted for, and I've got my online instructions all set to go. Let's get started. First off, it's a matter of assembling the main structure. There's two, one for the left, one for the right. Two independent frames, which will be brought together once you put on the platform on top. Fairly straightforward to put together, but I will admit I did have a little bit of trouble with the instructions at the beginning. A little bit confusing, but I sorted it out. Next is the assembly of the stairs. Two sets, of course, and at this point you need to decide how you're going to arrange them, whether they are straight on or at a 90-degree angle. I'm doing both, of course. This little extra platform you'll need for the 90-degree stairwell. It attaches to one of the supports just like this. And as you can see, I'm painting all the parts as I go. Makes for a much more crisp finish. At this point you can add all the little bases, and again I'm pre-painting those as well. There's some outer little cover strips to go on the stairs, so I'm doing those in a different colour. And once you see it, you'll know exactly what I'm up to here. With the right angle stairway attached, it's starting to take shape already. And it goes without saying that you need to be extremely careful. The kit is very brittle at this stage. It'll strengthen up once we add all the extra pieces. But so far, I'm liking the look of it. The straight-on stairway was very simple to attach, no extra little platform required. However, be especially careful as it's very brittle at this point. And note to self, don't forget to paint that little bit you've missed in there. Yeah. Now we're going to add the main platform, or the catwalk, or the crosswalk, or that great big long metal thing that's actually made out of MDF. Yeah, that piece. And a nice set of those IKEA pegs are excellent for holding everything together while the glue dries. Trust me, you'll thank me later. Let's have a little look-see at what we've got so far. Yeah. Looking good. And coming together rather quickly, I must say. Nice. Now it's time to start adding some handrails. And there they are. Fast food handrails. Just like that. But what about the stairs? Do we have more handrails with that? I imagine we do. But if you just hang on a sec, I'm getting a little bit arty with the camera. I got a bit carried away. Here they are. Handrails for the stairs. And just like that, they've all been installed as well. Don't you wish all contractors were that efficient? Oh, one can dream, can't they? It's really starting to take shape now, and in a second, we're going to start adding some colour. There you go. And I suppose you've figured out what this is going to be now. Yeah, you've just worked out the twist. But for the benefit of those who have no idea what I'm talking about, I'm not going to say anything about it. Other than, it's not going to be a Pirelli bridge, or a mobile one for that matter. No, this one's going to be a lot more colourful than that. You've surely figured it out now, right? Well, you'll see soon enough. With the structure finished, it's time to add all the billboards. As you can see, I've pre-painted them, but before we can attach them, you've got to do all the wire work. So, this is a first for me. Well, I've hung pictures before, so it's sort of the same, isn't it? Isn't it? Oh, you're hard to please. Yeah, I've sped this up so it looks a little bit violent. See the thing shaking about? It's at double speed. And a good tip, take your time with this. Don't pull on the wire too hard because you'll destroy your model. Get the wire nice and taut by using some pliers to twist them, but again, don't go overboard. Don't do it up too tight. This is only thin MDF you're dealing with. This is how it should look once you're done. They crisscross like that in the centre. And with your wire work all complete, it's time to add the rest of those billboards. I've prepared and printed out some custom artwork, and with them all cut to size, it's a matter of just wielding the old super glue. All done. What do you think? This one will be replacing that rather toyish Carrera Red Bull bridge. I'm also going to relocate the Red Bull floodlight tower, all in the centre there where it'll be a Red Bull precinct. Finally, everything will make sense, and I'll be putting a new floodlight tower in place of the other one. Once again, I'm very happy with the way this has turned out. I think it's going to look great on the layout, and I can't wait to install it. So stick around to the very end and we'll have ourselves yet another big reveal, Hughes garage style. Meanwhile, Slot Adventurers, have I got something special for you. This appeared on social media during the last week and I knew we had to see more of it. So I've contacted the gentleman, a man by the name of Cy Bruno, based in Utah, USA. He is giving me full access to a folder of all his master high-res photos. So like a kid at Christmas time, I got a whole bunch of great pics. You've got to see this room to believe it. And I tell you what, if this doesn't inspire you, I don't know what will. Brace yourself. Well, Slotcar adventurers, how was that? Pretty impressive, huh? The big takeaway for me is the presentation of the room itself. It's not just all that awesomeness going on top of the tables. That room has been meticulously decorated from the ground up. The floor coverings, the ceiling treatment, the walls, the paint, all the pictures displayed in frames, consistent frames, not a higgledy-piggledy mess. Just absolutely beautiful. A real sort of interior decorator designer kind of approach to the overall thing. And the sum of all the parts equal fantastic results. And that's something to think about, Slotcar adventurers, in the weeks ahead. I challenge you to just give your slot car layout a break for a moment and have a closer look at your room. What's the state of your room? Is it clean? Is it cluttered? Have you got boxes piled up in the corner? Is there junk everywhere? Are you able to remove all that, clean out the room, and look at the wall situation? Does it need a repaint? What can you do to that space to enhance it, to make the layout sitting in the middle brilliant? Like that room, you could remove those layouts and replace it with a 12x6 snooker table, pool table, and that would still be a fantastic room. That's what I'm getting at. Get your room all sorted and it'll really enhance your slot car layout. The other details, like all the edging he's done, and the timber, you'll see the timber on those window coverings. It's a similar timber framing the layout. It's also on the fascia of the display cases. It's just superb. Superb eye for detail. So I hope you're all inspired by that. If any of you are taking on a bit of a defeatist attitude, slap yourself about, wake up, back to reality, and get to work. Now, there's one thing I haven't shown you is the view from his window. He's got a terrible view from the window. It's awful. Have a look at this. Yes, as you can see, it's just disgusting. Like, no wonder he kept himself busy 6 to 8 hours a day for the last several years working on those layouts. Who'd want to be looking out at this? Ugh. So a huge thank you to Cy Bruno over there in Utah, USA. Thanks, mate, for sharing your layout with us. We think it's just incredible. Absolutely brilliant.
And now it's time for Wildman's Thought for the Day.
Do you remember when your parents used to yell at you about tidying up your room? Well, now you know why you need to tidy up your room. Do it now. Ha 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 ha.
Thank you, Wildman, for that lovely thought for the day.
Thank you, Wildman. Good thought. Very good thought. What am I listening to this week? Well, I have been cranking out the tunes. And during the time, I got another package from the UK, but it's not slot car related. It's music related. You might have seen my new Les Paul Custom, the white one with the gold hardware. I got some kick-ass new pickups with a vintage look. Got the gold cases. These again, once again, from Iron Gear. Now, I was so pleased with the pickups in the Flying V. These are Iron Gear steam hammers, and boy, yeah, very aptly named indeed. Puts out a lot of output into the amp, overdrives it, that gives that extra kick. It sounds ferocious. With these are the Dirty Talk, which again, a much better pickup than what comes standard in those types of guitars, but this is a much hotter output and yet retains clarity, so it's a very good pickup. Very much like the I think they're called Dirty Fingers, Gibson Dirty Fingers or something, the likes of people like John Sykes. That's the John Sykes sound, so I can't wait to install this. And then that's going in the bridge, and then this one, the Blues engine, this is like a PAF Pro on steroids, goes in the neck position. Creamy, bluesy, beautiful rock overdriven solo sounds. Can't wait to get those installed and see what the result is. I might give you a little a rendition or two. We'll see. Now, let's put those over there out of our way. This week, while I was working on that kit, I was listening to, from America, Lizzie Hale and her brother RJ, Hailstorm. So that's the debut album. Great album. The follow-up featured the song Love Bites. This won a Grammy Award for Best Hard Rock Metal Performance. So they're Grammy winners. Not that the Grammys really mean anything these days. Yeah. You know what I'm saying, yeah. And then this one, what was this one called? Into the Wildlife. My daughter loves this album. I'm still trying to get used to it. Vicious. This one's a great album. And then the latest one, Back from the Dead. This is more of a return to form, like their first and second albums, but even more aggressive. Very, very impressive. Absolutely blew the roof off this week. And by the way, Lizzie Hale, I hear, is now the new lead singer of Skid Row. Yes, you heard it here. Skid Row. I don't know if she's the permanent lead singer, but the other guy's left. Not Sebastian Bach, the one that took his place. He's gone. And she's now the lead singer to finish off the tour they're doing. So they've done a few Skid Row covers. A very good choice. I see on social media there's a few laughy faces. People think it's a bit silly. But Lizzie Hale, she is an epic talent. Great voice. If you haven't heard any of their stuff, you need to check them out. And that's what I've been listening to this week.
Thanks for sticking around, Slotcar Adventurers. And now, the big reveal.
Well, Slotcar Adventurers, that's all we've got for you this week. Have a great Easter. I know I will. Don't forget to eat plenty of chocolate, and most important, clean your room. See you next week on Hughes Garage, Slotcar Adventures. Hey, where did my suspension footbridge go? What on earth is going on? And how did the light get back there? It was here, now it's back there. What's going on? Oh, it was you, wasn't it? Bloody Easter Bunny. You did that, you sneaky little bastard.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and be awesome. Oh, and Happy Easter.